Alright, so like, I just want to make this video on shit because it's a couple things that I see on like an everyday basis, and I know I can't be the only one that feels this way and sees this. Like, it's just impossible that I'm the only one that feels this way. Like, and before I say anything, this is my opinion. These are my opinions, and if you feel some type, then maybe it applies to, and you need to check yourself because this is just opinion. So don't take offense. But it's a couple things that I want to touch on that's really just like irking my nerves because I feel like nobody understands what I'm saying. Like, yo, let me just start with relationships, period. I'm not even gonna say back in the day because somewhat it still is around today, but it's really not. Like, relationships, period, yo. A relationship, you cannot build a relationship and say that you love somebody in 2 days. A relationship doesn't work that way. You have to get to know somebody. You have to really take the time and get to know them. You have to actually learn the person's flaws, learn their likes, dislikes, learn how they really are, because a person can be one way when you first meet them and then be completely different a couple months later, and then you wonder, you feel me, why y'all grew apart. You have to get to know somebody and actually talk to them and date them before you can claim that y'all are in a relationship. And then this is my thing. I see girls every single day that sit there and complain about, oh, our relationship didn't work out, we broke up because of this, we broke up because of that. Let me tell you something. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. If you keep on going for the same type of nigga with the same personality, the same traits, the same ambitions, and the same lifestyle, what do you expect? You will keep going for the same type of thing and expecting something to change. Like, it's not gonna work. Y'all have to realize that. Like, you cannot sit there and expect something different to happen if you keep going for the same type of nigga every time, and they go on Facebook like, I don't know what went wrong, that was my baby, this, that, and the third. No, you can't do that. And then another thing I see, y'all females don't know, and I'm speaking from experience and fact, half the stuff that I'm talking about, I've already went through, been there, and done that. Y'all females cannot depend on a nigga for your happiness, yo. You have to be okay with being alone. Keep in mind that any person that you date and y'all break up, you might feel like y'all, like, that's the end of the world and there's nothing ever gonna be the same. But realize that you were fine before that person, which means you can be perfectly fine after. You do not have to depend on somebody for your happiness. Learn to be okay with being by yourself. You have to learn to love you. Like, when it's just you and God, like, yo, take that time to reevaluate your life, reevaluate who you want in life, the type of life you want to live, your ambitions, your goals, your dreams. Take all of that and then realize that whatever didn't work out in your last relationship and whatever qualities you disliked in that guy, don't take it over to the next nigga. Whatever that nigga was lacking or whatever you didn't like, find somebody that's the opposite, that does all the opposite things, because then you're gonna end up with the same result and be heartbroken all over again when it's something that you could have avoided. You have to take time to love yourself. Do not sit there and put like all your happiness into one person, because you're gonna end up miserable. Learn to be okay. You have to really get into the mindset on some shit like, do I want you? Yeah. But do I need you? No. Because I know that I'm gonna be good if I'm by myself. Like, that's really how you have to think. Honestly, that's how you think. I swear to God. And like, stuff will get better. And then what else was I gonna say? Oh, this topic, like, yo, seriously, this is about to make me mad a little bit. This is what I don't, y'all dudes, this is for y'all dudes especially. Y'all have to stop calling these females hoes and thoughts and smuts and everything else. All those words, y'all gotta shoot that shit out the fucking window, honestly. And I'm telling you that for this reason. Y'all do not know what anybody in life has been through. That's what I'm saying. Y'all don't understand that. Yo, you don't know what somebody went through in life. I don't know any female, never have I ever met in my life a female that just wakes up one day and is like, you know what, I think I want to be a hoe today. I think that I'm gonna just fuck my niggas and I'm gonna let them record me, I'm gonna let them do this to me, that to me. Who the hell wakes up with that mindset? Nobody. There is not a female in this world that woke up and said that shit one day. There is a reason that any female that became a hoe or a smut, there's a reason that they're like that. Something in that female's life caused them to be like that. And I'm telling you, it could be a million and one things. For like, okay, for instance, it could be that, you feel me, a female dated some nigga and he broke her heart and turned her out, and now that's the lifestyle that she lives. It could be that, you feel me, she got something happened to her when she was younger. She could have been raped, molested. Her father could be fucking her up. You feel me? Like, it could be a whole lot of shit. And y'all sitting there calling her a hoe and a slut. Y'all don't know what could have happened to her. Her mama could have been, you feel me, her mom could have been a supposed hoe and slut, and that's all, you feel me, that she was raised around, so that's all that she knows. Or maybe nobody ever taught her anything. Nobody ever taught her self-worth, her self-respect, and taught her that what's between her legs is something valuable and can't be given away to everybody. You don't know why a girl is like that. Y'all cannot sit here and call these girls hoes and thoughts and this, that, and the third. That's not your daughter. That's not your wife or your daughter. If it is, that's a completely different subject. That's something else. But if it's not your wife, not your daughter, like, why is you calling her out her name? And then on top of that, if it's not your wife, your daughter, or somebody close to you, why do you care? That is that girl's life. What is what she doing with her private affecting you at all? Y'all not God. Y'all can't judge nobody. Like, who are y'all to sit there and be like, oh yeah, she a hoe? Who cares? That's how she chooses to live her life. What does that have to do with you? Worry about yourself. Make sure your shit is good. And y'all really kill me with that. Y'all so quick to talk about somebody, but then don't have your shit together. How you coming at somebody else's neck when you got the same fucking issues? Like, that shit don't make sense. So before you talk about somebody, make sure that your fucking closet is squeaky clean and skeletons. Make sure you're perfect and you're doing everything right in that subject area before you come at somebody, because that shit is just not good. It doesn't even make sense. And then on top of that, yo, like, son, y'all girls, y'all be really chasing after these dudes for what? Y'all don't know how. Do you realize that before, you know, like, society really changed like that, that females, especially black females, were looked at as queens and looked up to, like, as royalty, and y'all just fucking popping your pussy like it's nothing, and then wonder why dudes sit here and treat you like shit. And then you have to realize this too about relationships. A female, we can love over and over and over again, even after somebody breaks your heart. Like, we can love over and over again. And I'm not saying this is all females or all niggas. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is everybody. But majority of males, it only takes one or two females to break their hearts before they get into that, oh, well, fuck bitches mentality. It doesn't take a lot. For niggas, it could be one female that just broke their heart, and then they were just like, you know what, I'm never loving again. Females will sit there and be like, oh, okay, well, he broke my heart, but I'm gonna get over it. You be hurt at first, but then you can recover and you'll go back to another relationship. It's not like that with niggas. And y'all have to realize that you have to be very careful with niggas' hearts, because that makes it bad for the real females that actually know how to be in a relationship and know how to treat a nigga. Because then they like, nah, that just broke my heart. You probably gonna do the same thing, the same way that females are. There's a lot of females out here that, the ones that don't become, you feel me, hoes supposedly, are the ones who sit there and hold a grudge against every nigga. One nigga broke their heart, or a few niggas broke their heart, and they're like, you know what, every nigga is the same. That's not always the case. You have to realize that not all niggas are the same. Some niggas honestly do want to love you and show you how a female is supposed to be treated. You feel me? And you have to learn to let them. It's very hard. Trust me, I'm going through it now. Trust me, I promise you. Like I said, this from experience, this is pure fact. But you have to learn how to let somebody love you and let somebody in, because every nigga is not the same. You feel me? There's different type of people out there. You just have to make sure that you choose the right ones. And then on top of that, make sure that if you're asking for something, that you are meeting their equal. I cannot stand it when a female or a nigga sits there and is saying, oh, I want a bitch or a nigga that has cars and money and their own place and their own house and their own this and their own that, but not bringing nothing to the table. And ladies especially, please make sure that if you're depending on a nigga, do not let what a nigga brings to the table be all that you have to eat. That is straight facts. Because if you depend on a nigga for everything, when he leaves or if he leaves, you're gonna be hanging high and dry and have absolutely nothing, and you're gonna be like, what the hell went wrong? Don't do that. Like, that goes back to what I'm saying about being independent. Don't depend on somebody else for everything, because it's not gonna work. Like, you have to realize, if you want somebody, if you're saying that you want somebody, you know, with all that, the cars and the money and their own, make sure that you have your own as well. If he getting money, you need to be getting money too. If I'm waking up to go to work, you need to be waking up to go to work too. Like, we need to be equal on everything. Don't let one person be dominating the relationship and having everything and you bring nothing, because that's not gonna work. But that's just a few of the things that I just see every day, and I just don't understand why, you feel me, like why I don't get it, because I see it every day, and I know I'm not the only one that sees it, and I know that it's easier said than done. Trust me, I know that it's not gonna happen overnight, but y'all really need to reevaluate what some of y'all are doing, because it's just sad to see, and it's sad to look at when it can be avoided. Like, y'all really have to realize that it all can be avoided, but y'all have to learn to avoid it. Like, learn to get your shit together. Honestly, that's all I'm saying. But that joke was really irking my nerves. I just wanted to get it off my chest. Now it's off, and that's all I have to say about those matters. So, you feel me? If you know somebody needs to see this video, you already know what to do. I don't care if you like it or not, or I'm not making a video for attention or for likes. This is just something that was on my mind. This is my opinion, and I'm just saying. So, you feel me? If somebody needs to see the video, or you know somebody needs to see the video, or you agree with me, you know, comment, whatever, do what you do. But that's all I gotta say about it for now. So, I'ma holla at y'all.